Good evening, guys, and welcome back to Limitless Formula Racing, Monday Night Racing, for Season 2, Round 1 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yeah, we're back after a couple of months away and got 19 drivers on the grid, and the Dream Team is back. How are you doing, Lee?
Looking forward to this new season, new drivers. It's going to be quite exciting, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think it will as well. It's definitely going to be interesting this season. A lot of new drivers and some new teams on track. Of course, equal performance as it always is in league racing. But a difference being short qualifying this time, Lee. Only 18 minutes to set your fastest lap in, rather than the almost 45 minutes we used to have.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So we're going to see quite a lot of people on track this time. It's going to be quite fun. Looking forward to it.
Let's hope so. And Bahrain is definitely a good circuit to start off with, I have to say. It's definitely one of the better ones. Obviously, not having Australia being the front runner this year on the calendar, Bahrain is to start. But obviously, from then on, we're skewing off, aren't we? And we've got Sunday League back, Super Sunday, that'll be starting this weekend coming, and Tuesday night is back, but the difference being different commentators from last season. Not me and Lee. Me and Lee are racing in Tuesday, but also all three leagues have different calendars, so just keeping it nice and fresh for you guys watching it on YouTube.
Yeah,
so go on.
Always keep it fresh, is it? So different tracks and everything, so it's quite a good idea.
And hopefully towards the end of the season, the last two races before the final race, we may see Portugal and Imola on the calendar if the update comes for the DLC tracks in time. But that's to be confirmed on that one. We haven't had any dates yet. But we have missed out a few tracks. This is only 18, so everyone has got slightly different variants, and some calendars have different tracks than other ones. But anyway, looking busy out on track, Lee.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find. I think it's Freedom. No, it's not. Where is he? Trying to find who it is. It's which starter lap.
I think it's so much blue this time round this season on this new game. It's Veteran. He's starting the lap in the Williams. A little bit of a controversial livery, Lee. Like it? Don't like it?
I think it's quite nice, to be honest. It's
every time we've got a car giving him a bit of a tow. That was very close from being a bit of a spectacular incident on track there as he comes around turn 4 to go through the first split time. And he's just done a 27.604 in the first sector. And we've got a few cars up behind him as well. Some still in the pit lane, only a few, 4 in fact. And quite a few drivers out on their laps. Big lock up there into turn 10, notorious for that on this circuit. And it's probably the trickiest corner on the circuit, Lee, I'd say. Or maybe up here towards turn 12, the Bahrain curve, as we so call it, Lee. It's a bit of a tricky one as well. Don't touch that inside curve. It's got butter rubbed all over it, I think.
Oh yeah, that's it's one of them curbs that you just avoid like the plague, pretty much. You just don't go near it.
You don't. It's definitely one of the worst. As he comes to the final corner and out along the DRS straight, obviously takes preliminary pole position with a 25.9, 26 dead for the Red Bull with the ice cream van in the background. Thanks, Lee, for muting your mic. We've got a McLaren, we've got an Alpine, 2 Alpines coming through. 3rd place for Freedom and 4th place for Trunded. So that's good for the Endstone outfit at the minute, with the Haas coming in P6, not someone we're used to this season. We've got Justin coming in P3 in the Ferrari. It was another good time. These times are all very close in qualifying, Lee, at the minute, in the top 4, top 5 even.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, how far is it? Half a second just over half a second between them all. Top 4 is under quarter of a second. Freedom doing a great lap there on the medium, just put himself into 4th place with a 1:26.2. That's quite a good time on the mediums anyway.
Got Amaguna gone into 5th place for the Haas team there, just slotting in between the Alpines there. He's in a bit of an Alpine sandwich, but we've got Williams on a preliminary pole at the minute, and they've got some other drivers out on track. We've only got an Aston Martin not on the field this evening. Got 19 drivers, so Big Weir is on his own for this race, and the only man on his own. We've got Liam, who is out of qualifying. Not sure what's happened there. We've got Iggy Combo making a bit of a mistake into turn 10 with a Merc following close behind him with Civi, who is on an out lap at the moment. So we'll go with should we go with Big Weir up towards turn 4, Lee? See how he gets the braking for that one, making sure he runs it right out to the outside, which he doesn't. He takes quite a shallow line there through turn 4. Does a 28 dead, so he's a little off the pace, getting right on that curve. Not where you want to be in this version of the F1 games, Lee. In F1 2021, curbs are absolutely deadly.
Yeah, they are quite, how should I put it, just like dreadful.
Yeah, they are dreadful.
Word I could use to describe it.
Yeah, horrific springs to mind. So, but we've only got one man in the 125s at the minute. We've got a couple of drivers on medium laps. Siri is just coming out of the pit lane, so he went in and came straight back out, which was a little odd. We've got Apex, who is on a lap as well in the Alpha Tauri. Sorry if we get some of the teams confused from the little icons on the left hand side, but some of the colours are so similar. It is a bit ridiculous. But anyway, we'll see what Big Weir can do. He goes into 14th place. In saying that, Apex is just snatched that pole position time for the time being, and with a 1:25.939 hundredthly.
It's less than a tenth.
It's much closer than a tenth, to be fair. We've got Amuguna, who's the only man on the mediums now, in 7th place in the top 10. Well, his teammate actually is in 10th. Azid, sorry. And yeah, he's in 10th place. Obviously a lot of new drivers, Lee, so I'm sure I'm going to mess this up, but a lot of switches as well. As I said, like Phoenix is one of them. Obviously, just to talk about, we mentioned it quite a few times, just because he's here, Clean Driver Award, Lee. Went to H. Bosworth from Tuesday, who is now in Monday, and just so you know, unfortunately you won't see him on track full time. He might join us as a reserve from time to time, but DJ took the Monday award for that one. We've got Siri, who's left the session. He might want another invite, Lee, if that's possible. He is in the pits. He's just having some issues at the minute. We've got most of the drivers in the top 5 on outlaps. We've got Freedom pushing the limits at turn 10 on his outlap, as he just goes slightly wide there. And we've got Trunders also on an outlap. We'll see if that Big Weir is just coming in to the pits now. And we've got Askello, who is Askelos. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. The Williams coming across the line on the soft tyres, goes 13th fastest with a 27.2.
I think a lot of people are still trying to get the hang of this game at the moment.
Yeah,
it's totally different from the past few years.
Yeah,
it's just mad.
It's definitely mad. It's very close up at the top end though, Lee, I have to say.
Let's see, right, so up to 6th place, they're less than 3/10.
Yeah, and they're all on the soft tyres apart from the bottom 3, and one of them is out of the session, so there's only 18 qualifying at the minute. We've got set 2, as we're seeing now, with the McLaren, who's on his outlap on the medium tyres. See what he can do. Siri's back in the session and back out on track by the looks of things on the medium tyres. Also, we've got some drivers like Freedom who still set his lap on the medium tyre actually, so I was getting it wrong before. It was just what the tyre they were on, so apologies for that. But Freedom is the top man on the medium tyres at the moment in 5th place with a 26.2 lead, which is hugely fast, and we'll see if he actually goes on to the soft tyres. We'll have to wait and see, but it looks like a load of the drivers now are going out on the soft tyres, including the drivers who did their medium laps before Lee, but wasn't able to get into that top 10.
I'm just having a look, so it's only Freedom that's in the top 10 on the mediums. And then we say that.
He's just set the time of a 25.5, 4/10 faster than Apex in the Alpine. Got some more times coming in. I think that's Dr. Wolfgang, and he's just set a time of a 26.320, and he goes into 7th place. So we've got set 2 on a lap lead, the only man on a medium lap.
Let's see how well he does. Keeping it in tight to the in turns 1 and 2. DRS wide open now. Let's see how he does. Gets right into the apex. He's taking it out wide. He takes it wide enough.
I think everyone's been a little bit more cautiously, just because it is short qualifying and there's not really much room for error here. It's much more intense now. We're getting your lap in quick, apart from a nice build up. The only disadvantage is it doesn't mix up the grid so much. They're all going to start on the soft tyres most likely, but we'll have to wait and see. It's just getting quite competitive and getting your eye in the first race, I think, Lee.
Oh yeah, I mean here I was trying it out earlier on. I'm not too sure. It's like the softs are just absolute killers on this track. Like, it's just, they're way too quick compared to like mediums for some reason. I don't know what it is, but hey, could have just been me, really. I was just getting used to it still, but
we'll see what set 2 can do now. Lee comes across the line 27.8, and he's in 17th and last of the people who have done their time so far. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I think Trunders has just set a lap there, 26 dead, so these times are definitely getting closer. Same time as Super Hammond as well, Lee. Exactly the same time.
Oh.
As you see DX,
nice.
As you see Big Weir knocking on the door of Freedom's back door by the looks of things, with a 25.7 there, 2/10 away from 2/10 away from Freedom there. Got to get a nice new joke in early, Lee. As we're just seeing the bottom part of this pack is still quite close as well in the bottom of the midfield.
Yeah, well, I'm on board with Civi right now. Seems to be struggling through the middle sector there. He turn 7, he kind of missed the apex and went wide.
So
he seems to be struggling a wee bit on them mediums.
So we're just seeing Freedom on another outlap. He's really took a real handle of this game, Lee, and he's got some serious pace under his right boot for on this game especially. And DxT Matty's definitely seeming to be a very good qualifier in this game. I think he probably wouldn't mind me saying that he's probably lacking in the race pace compared to his qualifying pace at the minute, just from what I've seen. I think he could, but his qualifying pace is second to none at the minute, up in 4th place and quite close, and as I said, in that 25 bracket. But those third to 5th, third to 6th, 7th even, they are so close.
Yeah, as to be honest, it's unreal.
It makes last year look huge gaps, and they weren't huge gaps, and that midfield is certainly looking like it could be pretty close. We'll just have to see what happens in just over 5 minutes time. We've got a yellow flag. I think we've got a Ferrari, or is it an Alfa Romeo Iggy? I think it was. He was just or his teammate actually, H. Bosworth, I think, was just getting out of the way. I do have to admit that Alfa Romeo on this game at Bahrain looks really nice, I have to admit.
Yeah, it does, to be honest. It's looks a lot better than last year's car, I think.
It does, and they haven't really changed it, they've just like reversed it.
Yeah, they just inverted the colours. It's quite smart.
It's a smart idea for a new livery that looks almost completely different but doesn't look different at all. It's smart.
Now time for something completely different.
Just let's hope Mercedes don't do that next year and make it silver, because the AMG logos are just too much.
Oh no. That's just...
We've got Taylor, who's out of the session and has messed it up a little bit into, I think that's turn 8, I think he's done that into there, the hairpin of turn 8. We're just seeing some drivers on their lap. We've got Freedom on his lap now, actually. We'll stick with the guy on provisional pole. Let's see if he can improve on his time. We haven't seen any of his split times, Lee. So it's going to be interesting to see loads of yellow flags lighting up in Sector 1 and Sector 2 at the minute. I think it's just drivers getting out of the way. We're just going to see if he comes across the line. 25.5. He's going to 25.238. That is a mega time from the Alpine driver there, from the Scot. Is really serious time. We've got these drivers now coming out onto their laps. I think they're just going to make it in time, but they're going to have to be on it, I think they.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the boot done, pretty much, and
just seen Super Hammond is just taking that second place with a 25.5, same time as Freedom did before. So the top three are, there's a bit more of a gap, but they're still pretty close together for a top three. But this top of the midfield, Lee, is what I'm really excited to see for in this race.
Yes, let's see. It is looking quite close. Up till 9th, it's all within 1 second.
Yeah, and we've still got drivers who are doing their last soft laps, of course, so it could still all change, because people would have made mistakes. Like we've got Set 2 who's on his lap at the minute, who did a medium time before of that 27.8, and H. Bosworth's just about to cross the line now, see if he can improve on 16th place. He needs it, and doesn't look like he does, or maybe he's just starting his lap now. I think he's just starting his lap now, so we'll see what he does a little bit later on. We've got Iggy, who's just starting a lap, or has he just finished his lap? Potentially he's just finished his lap, but all these drivers now, Lee, are out on the lap.
Who was that?
What
that
happened
was
there?
Civi coming out the pits there, and he interrupted the Apex Finlay going into the first corner. That was
oh dear. Well, let's see if there is a report on that. So that is a shame for Apex. He's now down in 5th. We've got Big Weir on a lap. We've got Set 2 who set a lap, gone to a 25.4. I said to watch out for other drivers making other places. Vedran's gone up to 2nd place, so they're all getting a lot quicker now. This track is really ramping up in this last part of qualifying. Got Dr. Wolfgang, who's retired from the session. He doesn't think he's going to improve. Got 2 drivers on outlaps now, and they've not been able to make it in time by the looks of things. So Justin's down in 8th, and so Civi's still on his outlap. Not too sure what's going on with that one too much. Got Vedran, who's just getting out of the way. We're just going to see these drivers coming up to the line now. We've got Matty, who's not improved.
no, I'm not sure if it was Civi's AI there at turn 11 there, but he got in the way of Matty, like right on the apex.
Oh no, so there's been action at the front. Big Weir, he's not been able to improve. He's gone up, he's in 4th place still, so he's on the 2nd row of the grid. But we've got a Williams and an Alpine at the front at the minute, and it looks like this could be getting towards the end. Super Hannon is just crossed the line. I think there's just been a few little incidents. We've got something going on with Civi, and it says he hasn't crossed the line yet, so it's very strange.
Yeah, he came out of the, like, he was at the pit lane exit at like 10 seconds to go. There we go.
And Siri is left, so we'll see if he can rejoin at the start of the race. It's just something that's obviously gone on with Siri's car. You can just send him a message quickly. You've got Vedran just going to come across the line. And set 2 is in. So I think that is the end of qualifying these. So Freedom takes the first pole position this season. First man on pole. He has been on pole before in season 1, but really stamping his authority there with 2 tenths in his pocket. Second and third, very, very close together. Well, second and third, fourth and fifth, all seriously close together. So the top 5 are going to be very close. Civi is back in the session. We've got 23 seconds left in the session. Let's just hope and pray it keeps working. I've just got horrible feelings, but we'll just have to see. There we go. We're all good for the time being. So now we're going to get into the real stuff now, Lee. Get into the race. And Civi is left again. We'll have to just give him another invite in a minute. So anyway, there you go. Here is our top 10 for the end of qualifying. Freedom takes pole position with a 25.2. And Vedran is in second place. Set 2 is in third. Big Weir is in fourth. Fifth is Super Hammond. Apex is in sixth. Seventh is DxT Matty. MFC Trunders is in eighth. Just Gaming Real is in ninth. And Dr. Wolfgang runs out the top 10. So looking forward to the race, Lee.
Yes, looking forward to it, to be honest. It's the first race of the season. It's new drivers and everything, like I said, so we're going to see probably some good overtakes in that, I'm guessing.
So now we're just going to be waiting for the drivers to do their setups, of course, Lee. And it feels very strange. It feels too quick, doesn't it?
It does feel a bit weird, to be honest. It's I'm expecting to go to Q2 now.
Yeah, but it was just taking a little bit too long, we thought. So we'll just have to wait and see. Not sure if we got another issue.
I'm not sure. I'm just looking at a pit lane.
Did you put a message in there?
Oh, there we go. It's just because no one hit the timer yet.
Ah.
There we go. So we've got 10 seconds. There we go.
1 second, Lee. Sorry guys. Just bear me a second. Obviously they're just getting their setups ready. Anyway, and we'll start the formation lap. This game.
It's broken. The lights, they're broken. That was weird. I'd seen no lights coming.
Oh, it's Liam. It's Liam doing it. I know that for a fact, just because of yeah. 1 second. I'm still trying to message.
So here we are, formation lap for round 1, season 2. And as we see there, predicted pit stop strategy: soft, medium, or soft, hard. I really don't think soft, hard would be the best idea, but
no, it's quite high gradient. Unfortunately, we can't see that. Our screen didn't come up there. It might come up again in a minute on my screen. I'm just watching the front runners now. There's a bit of a gap behind some of these guys, but I think we're going to get this underway in a few moments' time.
So as we see that everybody in the top 10 is on the soft compound of tyres, and everybody 11th to 19th except from Liam and 18th is on the mediums. Liam is starting on the hard compound.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting now between the top 10 and the back 9.
Oh yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it definitely is indeed. We might not be able to see Sibby back, but he is at the back of the grid, so hopefully he won't get into too many people's way. But
As we see Freedom way to go in the line up and take his spot in pole position for this race here.
Yeah.
In LFR MNR.
Yeah,
Grand Prix.
it is almost about to get underway. It's been a couple of weeks worth of work this, and we're just going to see what it's like into turn 1. We're just waiting for the last drivers to form up on the grid. If you take the back 9, Lee, as usual for the first lap, and we'll see how we do. Looks like we've got the lights now. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. Oh, we're gonna have the same glitch as last year.
What the?
Yeah, it's the same glitch.
Civi's moving. Huh? What?
Yeah, I think they're just getting underway now. Gonna have to ask Civi to come back, and we're away in Monday Night Racing after that bizarre start. And Alpine of Freedom is still in the lead. It isn't Civi for the minute, but he should have a drive-through penalty anyway. We've got Apex in second place with Vedran, and we've got some action towards the back. I think they've all got through pretty safely there, Lee. I'm not too sure. We didn't have the best camera angles there, and Freedom still leading the pack into turn 4. We've got set 2 making a move, and he's into the wall against Big Weir. He's hit the wall and he's down, and all the way down into 19th place. He's going to have a front wing change there. We've got DxT Matty and Zeeds side by side into turn 8, and we've got a Red Bull off the circuit there of Super Hammond, who's up into 7th place. And Civi is just come down the end of the DRS straight, and he's going to get caught by these drivers very, very soon. It might cause some issues, Lee, which is something that we need to have a little look out for. Big Weir has lost some places there at the start. It wasn't the best start for him. We got the Ferrari of DxT Matthews moved up some positions, and Amuguna has moved right down the field and is really struggling on this circuit, and back down to 11th. We've got Just Gaming, who's up to 12th place now, and he fell down towards the start. Amuguna down the inside at turn 14. Is he going to get the run out on turn 15? He does, and he holds that 10th position into the points. A crucial 1 point for the minute. And yeah, we've got Super Hammond into the pits. Civi hasn't come into the pits. We need to try and... Would you message Civi, try and get him back so he can try and retire his car, because this is going to be a big issue. As some of the drivers are getting away cleanly, but this is going to be a problem for the rest of the pack, because they are going to overtake him, as he's running on quite low AI, so I would be quite sure to see some of those drivers get overtaken. We've got another driver who's been spun round by the looks of things, Super Hammond, And set 2 is now backed out into the race. We had a few drivers towards the back who had some issues, but everyone else looking pretty squeaky clean and tidy at the minute. Vedran is going down positions. Commentators curse. Do apologise. Vedran. We've got MSC Trunders moving down and Azid moving up in the Haas. Big Weir has overtaken Civi now, along with Matthews following suit. And looking to the outside at turn 14, defends well, Big Weir, but he's not going to have the exit.
Oh, Chris is making a look down the inside of Trunders. And he's made it. Oh, and so's just Gaiman Real.
And he's into the pits. I think he's got some damage there. So we're going to have to see where he pops out now. He's going to be with this bottom pack, but we may see safety cars later on. Instead, H. Bosworth, there's some side-by-side action going on here. Parallels, as we see H. Bosworth takes the position off Amir Guna. It's all going on here in these first few laps of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, Civi is being overtaken over and over again. Did you get a message to him, Lee?
Yeah.
See, not replied.
No, he's replied. He's trying to join, but it's not letting him at the moment. There's a way.
Looking like everyone's getting past Civi pretty cleanly, to be fair. And some of these drivers are really on it at the minute and very close together. Apex is actually very close to Freedom now. There is a fight for the lead and fight for third place, Lee.
Yeah, there's quite a few here trying to out for third here.
Oh, and Veteran and Super Hammond are both out, and they've had an incident at turn 6.
Just Game and Real just spun as well at turn 12 there. VSC.
VSC has been deployed. I thought that might have been a safety car, to be honest, but now down to 17. 2 drivers fighting safety quite hard are now out. Safety car has been deployed.
That's new.
That is new.
I've never seen that happen before.
No, I've not. That is new, and Freedom has gone past the pit lane. Loads of the drivers have gone in. I don't know if that's going to affect any of these drivers. Make sure to put a post out, Lee, just in this minute about incident reporting. If that would be alright. Yeah, so we've got some of these drivers. We've got Aziz is in second place on the medium tyres. You've got people like Big Weir who's pitted for the medium tyres. Still.
Could you possibly do me a favour and give Civi an invite, see if it'll work? I do apologise.
That's alright, give me a second, guys. Just trying to get Civi in, because the problem is now he's in the mid pack, isn't he? So we're just waiting to see what some of these drivers do. Freedom is the lead car, and he shouldn't necessarily lose the lead. I think he will to Zeeds, who is going to be starting this race once again. We are going to have to see about this. Freedom is now was really trying to punch a hole, but the Delta does stick to you into the pit lane now, which it shouldn't actually do, but he is in the pit lane now. We're going to see where he comes out. Zeeds stays out. Dr. Wolfang comes in. Amir Guna comes in off the medium tyres. Very strange decision there for him. Taylor moves up. And a lot of these drivers are now going to start coming through the final corner. We're going to see where Freedom pops out. He's just coming down the pit lane now. Got Apex just about to come through. They're going to be fighting into turn 1, I think, at the end of this safety car. And I think Freedom's just got it as he was able to go to full speed just for that few 100 metres before the braking zone of turn 1. So he's up to 6th place, or down to 6th place, should I say. DxT Matty's just overtaken Amir Guna out of the pit lane and got that move done. Amir Guna is on the hard tyres. So safety car has been deployed. We're on lap 5 of 29 here, with 17 drivers out of 19 remaining under this safety car. When I say that, we've got 16 actually, because Civi isn't really here. So Well, I just have to keep an eye out for how he does. 2 drivers into the pit lanes there at the back. And just got out ahead of the Red Bull. Yep.
Go on board with Apex Finland for a moment. And I'm seeing something.
So I'm not sure when the safety car is going to come in. I don't feel like it's going to be this lap. I feel like it's going to be next lap. So we're going to get racing again on lap 7, I think, Lee.
Yeah, most likely.
So we've got the Haas leading the race at the moment with H. Bosworth in second and Taylor Mackenzie in third. That's really mixed up now. They were towards the mid to the backfield at the starting 3 laps of this race, and now up into the top 3. Obviously Civi not here, so drivers got to keep an eye out on one of the Mercedes of Civi Dempsey Polly, as he's an AI car, so make sure to be careful of early braking, whoever is listening to the stream. But yeah, we'll get underway, I think, at the end of the next lap. Got some drivers trying to catch up with Phoenix. And set 2 would have been happy about that safety car, Lee, as he had that incident with Big Weir out of turn 4.
Yes. Sometimes these things happen, it's unfortunate, but...
Safety car always brings you back in the game.
Yep. There's been plenty of times where I've been like miles behind and managed to come back into it and at least score a couple of points, but you just got to be lucky, I guess, at times.
Yeah, so I definitely think we'll be getting under the way at the end of lap 6 and on to lap 7.
Yeah, well, it's Liam and
Askelos. Askelos?
Sorry for butchering your name here, mate.
Askelos. I'm going to call him Askelos. If it's wrong, just tell me how to pronounce it, and I will. H. Bosworth and Taylor would look like they were switching positions there. I think it's going to say safety car is ending, guys, in about 5 seconds time. Not even, as we've just seen Liam catch up to the back of the pack. Those lights are going to come out, and they do. So safety car is to end this lap. It was a late call there, but we will get underway in just a few moments' time. The Haas driver leading the pack needs to be cautious about speeding up and slowing down, Lee.
Yeah, you can't be doing too much. Well, can't be doing that at all, actually.
And we're away here at Bahrain on lap 7. And Aziz got a good start. Taylor Mackenzie overtook, but I think before the start-finish line, and H. Bosworth is now going down. And we've got Civi, who's on the inside, who is the AI car. Needs to be careful of the early braking from him, but everyone getting past, as it seems, rather well. Freedom up into 5th place. Looked like Civi was trying to fight back there. Apex going to go around the outside of Civi there. Impressive move. He didn't realise that he was an AI car there. And Big Weir now going to have to try and fight through. Not caught him in the best place there. H. Bosworth. And we've got Taylor, who's almost on the gearbox of H. Bosworth. Sparks flying from the Alfa Romeo there. Turn 8 down towards turn 9 and 10. And some moves going down. Civi is now down to 10th place. Everyone clearing him rather well, and they're all going to have to try and get a bit of a wriggle on this top 8, all sticking together rather nicely. MSC Trunders is now got the hardship of trying to overtake Civi, gets it done, and there was almost a bit of an instant there, and just got through nicely there, Lee, and he got through and gained a few places. Iggy is round. There's a big collision. There's loads of drivers that are out. It looked like there was DxT Matty is out of the race, and there's another driver out. There's Liam and Iggy, and wasn't respecting the yellow flags there. Another safety car is deployed.
We're going to see anybody box again. Oh, as you see at Apex Finlay into the pits, and so is Trunders and Gunnar as well.
Well, that is a great shame, and we're only on lap 8, and I think that was just a bit of carnage. I think Iggy and DxT Matty might have just come together there, not too sure, and then people just didn't respect the yellow flags. I think we're going to have some words with drivers not respecting yellow flags, which is something really important, because if they had reduced their speed, that probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's one of these things, you've got to respect the yellow flags. Either that, or it's just going to mess up your race and somebody else's. So let's have a wee rundown of the order at the moment. So we've got Zeds in first, H. Bosworth second, Taylor Mackenzie in third, Freedom fourth, fifth is Big Weir, Wolfgang sixth, Set 2 is seventh, Just Gaming is in eighth, Phoenix ninth, Civi 10th, no he's not here really, Askelios in 11th, I'm not sure that's how I pronounce that, but anyway, 12th is Apex Finlay, 13th Thunders, and 14th is Amaguna.
Yeah, so we've technically only got 13 left now, and the pack has closed up, but we still have quite a lot of close racing between these guys, and obviously it is the first race of the season. Unfortunately, that was just a really unfortunate incident at turn 13 there, Lee.
Give me 2 moments.
So we're just waiting for the safety car to end. It probably will end at the end of the next lap. And we've got Freedom, who is dived into the pit lane. He's going to go all the way to the back of the field, taking a massive risk here, Lee. I know you're a bit busy at the minute, but Freedom is in the pits, going onto the hard tyres. Going to go long now and try and go to the end.
I don't think that was a good call, because the hard tyres aren't really the best on this track, if I do say so myself. I just find them too hard to just use. They're like going around turn 12 and in the middle sector as well, in the S section. It's just hard to keep up on the right line without it understeering or the back end sliding out. Same with turn 2 as well.
Yeah.
So I think Apex Finlay is going to be getting, will most likely get a good start, because we have to get them up to temperature a lot quicker.
Yeah. But as we said before, people do need to try and respect yellow flags a little bit more, because I've just seen another incident where the yellow flags weren't respected and caused 2 drivers to crash out. So we just need to make that clear for everyone from tomorrow onwards. And but so far we've had some really close and great racing here. We've just got to make sure this pack stays together. It stays sort of spread apart a little bit at the end. It looks like the lights are going to go out, so it's a little bit earlier for Azid to react this time. And that was just unfortunate at the end of that lap before. And I have to say, Lee, Big Weir is in a really good position here in the Aston Martin in 4th place, and got those 3 drivers ahead of him. And I think he's pitted earlier than the other drivers. And it says 4-lap old, but they're not really, are they, Lee? They're more like 2 laps old.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, he's been cruising.
We're going to see what happens here. The safety car is in, and Aziz is away again on lap 10 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And Taylor looks like he's got a great launch against H. Bosworth. Going to go to the inside at turn 4. The McLaren later on the brakes, side by side with the Alfa Romeo. They're still side by side, coming up towards turn 2. And Taylor just didn't give the space there, where he really should have done. There's another car down the set 2. They both had the same instant, and guys, this is not good enough, guys. Got another driver out. Just some drivers being a little too aggressive, I think. We've got these guys at the front still fighting hard at it, Lee. But Taylor, I think, caused that whole start of that incident with just not leaving H. Bosworth enough room there.
Well, I just noticed there that Trunder's just retired on track there. That's
it's unfortunate for him. It's going to go to the stewards for that one, definitely. And still got only 12 drivers left, and a lot of drivers still getting used to this game as well, I think. And we'll get there, don't worry. It is a common trend at the start of a season with some new drivers. I was somewhat expecting it. And am I expecting a move here from Big Weir into turn 14? No, not yet. And DRS not enabled for a couple of laps. Got Freedom, who's down in last place with no front wing. I didn't notice that before.
Who's that? Freedom?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's down in last place, no front wing. So he's got a bit of a comeback drive to go here. Apex and Wolfang side by side, the Alpha Tauris, and Apex is through and up to 5th place. Just Game in Real is up to 4th place, and watching the battle ensue ahead of him between Big Weir and Taylor Mackenzie. Got 3 drivers in the pits. Civi is in the pits, Freedom is in the pits, and set 2 is out already. Freedom is now out of the pit lane as well. And still got Zed in 1st place with Taylor in 2nd.
Gunnar is right on the tail of Phoenix.
And Apex is right on the tail of Just Gaming. Sorry, Lee. They're even closer, and Phoenix is round. What happened there?
He just lost it. He just didn't have the rear downforce.
Oh, and Asklos is round as well, and H. Bosworth has been hit.
I've got to say, that was great control from H. Bosworth there.
I think
he drifted it.
He hasn't got any damage either. He's been able to keep that alive. Got Freedom trying to make a comeback. That was great from him. Phoenix is in the pits now, and Big Weir is round. What's going on?
I have no idea.
We'll just have to see how this goes. Just Gaming is now round. And like, honestly, this is
this is weird. It's like everybody that's in front of Amagunar, even though he's not even touching them.
Oh, sorry, Freedom in set 2 were just having a bit of a fight there. Freedom goes through, and I think set 2 now is going to have DRS though up the hill towards turn 4.
It's not going to make a difference. Freedom's away on them soft tyres. Got the better traction coming out of turn 2.
Aziz is out of this race, and people are still struggling with the curbs on this game, I think, they as well.
Yeah, they're too used to the last game where a lot of the corners were flat out, like say Silverstone at Cops. Sometimes it's not. It's like 98% now. You can't go 100% on it now.
There is a fight for the lead, Lee. Apex and Taylor Mackenzie are fighting up front. DRS enabled once again for Taylor, but he's not got enough in the tank there to get him at turn 4. Freedom is now up to 8th in set 2 as well, dropping down side by side. Aglios and Civi's AI car wasn't able to get that move done. And Freedom now sets the fastest lap. No surprise there, and Askilos is up into 11th place now, and we are on lap 13. Quite a way to go, but a lot of drivers have fell out of this race, and due to some people crashing and other people collecting them also, and said people not being used to this this new F1 game, F1 2021, and some gaps starting to form between some of the drivers. Not so much close racing going on now. Got to keep an eye on Freedom though, trying to make a bit of a comeback drive here.
Yeah, I've noticed
Taylor's into the pits.
It's came down about a second and a half this lap. So he is really pushing it on them soft tyres. He's really wanting to get back into his first place.
H. Bosworth into the pits as well. So you're going to see where they come out. Taylor's going to come out in 6th place. But good to keep an eye on Phoenix and H. Bosworth, actually. That might be pretty close, especially as Phoenix. He's just made a bit of a mistake out of the final corner, but I think he's going to make it out. Maybe Freedom and H. Bosworth, maybe a bit more of a one to look at. And we'll keep an eye into turn 1. Is Freedom is just coming down the pit straight. Out the pits comes H. Bosworth just ahead of Freedom. And on those hard tyres, I think Freedom's got a couple of overtakes he can get on with here in a few moments' time. Big Weird trying to make up that gap from spinning at turn 2. Looked like it may have been an instant with Taylor. He may have done it on his own, didn't catch it before it happened. But into 4th place at the moment. Apex is going to have to pit again. And I'm assuming for medium tyres, Lee, but those tyres, Dr. Wolfgang is up into 2nd place, Lee. It's an AlphaTauri 1-2.
Oh, I didn't even realise it was they two are both in AlphaTauri there. Is this with all the blue? I'm not used to it. It
is a bit weird. We got Amiaguna in 3rd place, and I said Big Weird trying to hunt him down for that podium position. No penalty to speak of for any of these drivers so far. I've got set 2 in. We've got Freedom, who's right alongside H. Bosworth, taking a risk there, lead, going for a move there. Seen a lot of incidents happen there today.
Yeah, I just caught the end of that there, but it looked like quite a nice move there.
But H. Bosworth may come back at him, as he has got all the battery to play with here, and I don't think he's going to give this up without a fight. He's going to make Freedom work for it. He's really trying. He should be using a bit more of that battery just to gain a little bit on him. But Freedom, after H. Bosworth, has got some work to do to make up any considerable places. So got Wolfgang in 2nd place at the moment. Great start for him. And so it's just calmed down a little bit. Just seen Freedom getting away there. And that time coming down from Amiaguna to Dr. Wolfgang. And just gradually coming down. And actually, he's right in his sights now, is Amiaguna to Big Weir in 4th place. Let's see if there can be anything done. And so Phoenix... no, sorry. Freedom has got Phoenix up ahead. And then he's got a big gap, which is to Taylor McKenzie in 6th place. So it's going to be a bit of a ask of him to get further up the field as it stands.
That's me back, sorry. Oh, see Freedom, he's got the DRS on Phoenix.
He has, and he's going to pass him like a breeze there into turn 1. Cuts in front of him. just at the right time, just getting the first penalty for multiple warnings. 3 seconds slapped on to the end of his race time now, and he's not going to be too happy about that, Lee.
No, it's well, it's one of these things that happens in racing. If you go off the track and gain an advantage, penalty. We've kind of seen the same thing happen to Verstappen. Was it this year or last year at turn 4?
Yes.
Was it this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, Wolfgang is in the pit lane.
He is, and Big Weir now moves up to 3rd place. Just getting moves up to 4th place. Can be interesting to see where he comes out actually. As you've got Taylor just coming down the pit lane. He's gone on to the hard tyres. Interesting choice there with only 13 laps to go. Got Freedom just coming into the final corner, and not going to be able to finish on these soft tyres. I think he's going to try and do a double soft, but a bit late in the game for that, I would say. And I got a feeling, Lee, this is going to be a battle between Big Weir and Ami Aguna for the win. Potentially. Saying that, Big Weir is on 12 lap old mediums, and I feel like he's going to have to pit again before the end of this race. Ami Aguna probably the same.
I think if Amagunar could possibly manage to keep them tyres till the end, but he's going to have to do some serious tyre preserving. But Apex Finlay, I reckon he's going to have to. Oh, there we go. He's into the pits now.
Got a yellow flag there. Yeah, you said Apex in the pits. Amiguna moves up to 1st. Big Weir is now up to 2nd. And where is Apex going to come out? We've got the 2 drivers from 3rd and 4th coming down the start-finish straight. I got a feeling this is going to be pretty close, and Apex is just going to get out ahead of Taylor there. And not got a massive gap. I think
Taylor almost lost it coming through turn 1.
That would have been
reversing.
pretty close indeed. Got do you know what, honestly, I think Big Weir now should be pitting. If he's got a new set of softs, I think this is the time to be pitting, to be honest. Just covering off Apex, who pit before. Might get the undercut on Guna, because I don't think he's going to go to the end.
Yeah, I would say that'd be probably the best thing, and plus it'll well, the thing is getting Gunnar's getting caught up with Civi there. Now he's past him now. So I'd say this would be the perfect time to pit or next lap.
This or next lap, yeah, I definitely think so. If the Big Weir was, yeah, I didn't get the DRS unfortunately, but that's it. See if he's listening to us. I wonder if he's going to come in. No, he doesn't. He stays out. And got Apex just coming down. And I say he's just started. He's really picking up the pace now. I definitely think these drivers towards the front need to pit now to try and get any sort of margin on Apex, just so that he doesn't get too much of a gap and come away with the race win quite quickly. And obviously, I've seen what Freedom's doing. He's cutting that gap down, but he's going to have to pit, and he's doing it now. And he's going to have to pit for those soft tyres, but he's got so much work to do. Got Phoenix, got H. Bosworth, who are a close battle on track actually. And we'll see if H. Bosworth can get the move done. Goes to the left, goes to the right, takes the inside line towards turn 1, and cuts in front of Phoenix. Great driving between the two of them. Moves up. I think Phoenix might have DRS now though, and he does, but I don't think he's going to have enough to challenge back on H. Bosworth. And set 2 was starting to catch up to the pair of them as well. And got Taylor, who's also got a penalty. You're right there, I can hear your microphone going on and off a lot.
Yeah, sorry, I just had someone come in. It's cool now. So, let's see. Well, the gap between Apex and Gunnar is 12 seconds at the moment.
As you see, Big Weir is into the pit. Sorry, Lee. And Amir Gunnar has stayed out. Just Gaming Real is into the pits also. Apex has gone through, and Taylor McKenzie is just going through. Dr. Wolfgang is going to go through as well. And H. Bosworth and Phoenix, who have been fighting together, are not going to be with this front pack. Got Dr. Wolfgang, who's just come out behind Askelos, who is in 11th place and just being lapped. And Apex is now up into second and looking pretty tidily at the minute, I think.
Yeah, by the looks of things, it looks like Big Weir could possibly get a podium here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make 10 seconds up on Apex, but definitely.
You know, that's what. 2 seconds, let me calculate. 14 seconds.
Yeah, but Amir Gunnar, I don't think he's going to go to the end. I think it's a bit too much.
Still got about 8 laps to go.
Yeah, just about. Keeping an eye on some of these drivers. Phoenix and H. Bosworth are still the closest drivers on track, with Set 2 trying to catch up to them as quickly as he can. Freedom just coming down towards turn 10 now. Not been his race. That strategy call to go to the back.
Yeah, it's kind of came to bite him in the butt, unfortunately.
It has indeed, and I thought he might be odds on to be winning this race, to be honest, Lee. But that's racing, I guess. It can be completely mixed up, even in the sim world.
Oh yeah, I mean, like anything could happen. I mean, like I've seen it plenty of times before, where I've not came into a battle until like a couple of laps to the end, pretty much. So yeah, it's easily done.
It is easily done. I have enjoyed a lot of this race so far. A lot of these drivers towards the front, they are quite close, I think, on pace. Quite a few of them. It's been a bit interesting. There's been a bit of chaos, but you can always expect that at the start of a season. It will improve as we go on. Big Weir now lapping the Williams of Askelos, and trying to catch up to his fellow Monday Night admin, actually, of Dr. Wolfgang just ahead, which I'm sure they'll probably be in a pie together for this, and he should be gaining on him quite a bit on those soft tyres. As you said, I see him getting a 3rd place here, and Amir Gunnar is still holding on, and I think that gap is just going to start tumbling now, Lee, for Apex.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, Big Weir's putting the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's down to 1.1 seconds. He might get a DRS on the brakes here. He's just out of that 1 second mark. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Just see up the hill, he didn't get it. So, but he is in with that DRS window now, so we might see an overtake very soon from this man, and he's got an 8-second gap ahead. He's got a yellow flag. We've got Apex, who's round. He was fighting for the win, and he's taken the curb, took too much curb, and lost his front wing. And Taylor now moves up to second. Dr. Wolfgang might be in for a bit of a podium here, podium shout. And just got his teammate ahead. He's just bended it at the last second. That was not good news for him. And this is going to be very interesting now, because we've got Big Weir, who is right behind Dr. Wolfgang. And obviously Apex is going to be seriously struggling, and hopefully he's just going to let his teammate fly past here, which he does. And that was close between the Aston Martin and the Alpha Tauri, and the Aston Martin brakes late there through turn 13, and they're down towards turn 14 now, over the rise and down the hill we go, and I reckon Big Weird's going to wait for that DRS and get later on the brakes. They're going to have to go side by side. Chris gives him the room, Dr. Wolfgang, but he's not going to have enough, and Big Weir is going to take the position on the DRS line, in fact, and is up. Apex is in the pits, but still can be in for some decent points, and it's all starting to hot up now with a few laps to go, Lee, as it usually does.
Oh yeah, this is the time when everybody just goes all out.
And
Looks like Chris is trying, Wolfang's trying to come back.
And set 2 just overtaking Phoenix there into turn 1. Phoenix is gonna have that DRS back up the hill. Not much to play with though, less than 10%. And set 2 up, and Freedom is down in a lonely 9th on those medium tyres, and is trying to get back up into a much higher point scoring position, Lee.
Yeah, it's let's come on, let's all go and have a look and see what the, where is it? Position changes. Taylor Mackenzie is up 15 places. Amagunar's up 11. So it's a big jump for the pair of them. Same with H. Bosworth, who's up 10 places.
Yeah, Taylor has done very well just to reserve for tonight. Not actually in the in Monday night. If you want to check out that, check out the driver lineup video from a few days ago with Big Weir setting up a move on the McLaren ahead, trying to pull a little bit of a dummy there into turn 1. Wasn't able to put the McLaren driver off as we're going up the hill towards turn 4 now. He's going to take the inside line here. Brake later. They're alongside each other. There's a bit of a squeeze from Taylor there, being rather aggressive as a reserve driver tonight. But Big Weir is not going to be phased. He's going to look to the inside at turn 8 and doesn't have a go. It's putting Dr. Wolfgang in a position here as well, Lee.
Yeah, it's allowing Wolfgang to catch up here. But as we see, oh, he got on that curb there. You don't want to be getting on that because it's a belly out. Sector 2, who's that? That's Phoenix. Phoenix is around.
Oh, and there's another incident there with Phoenix spinning round there. Still in the top 10, so it's worth carrying on. And Apex right on the back of Freedom now. This is a fight for 8th place by 2 of the drivers who could potentially fighting for this championship by the looks of today's race. 3 tenths separate the second and third place, and he's gonna have to go to the outside. Taylor is making him go the long way round, but he gets the move done before the braking zone. But Taylor is gonna have DRS back up the hill, Lee.
Yep,
and we'll see.
Gonna go for that.
And no, thinks better of it. It said Dr. Wolfgang is in contention here for a podium place for AlphaTauri. Just gaining real is not too far behind. Apex has made a move on Freedom on those soft tyres. That is not helpful for the Alpine man, and he's going to have to try and fight back here, but with no DRS to play with. Neither of them with any DRS to play with. Yellow flag. Oh, we got set 2. He's been spun around again. Struggling here, and he's almost into the wall, and just makes it out and is retired on track. So that is unfortunate with only a few laps to go now. Taylor is in 3rd place. You've got Wolfgang, who is very close behind, 1.7 seconds behind, 9 tenths. Taylor is desperately trying to stay within that DRS window, Lee.
Yes, it's getting quite close. I mean, but there's not a chance, I don't think, as he has, was it 3 seconds? Yeah,
he does have a 3 seconds. The one thing I'm amazed about, Amir Guna has not pitted off those medium tyres. And I have to say, Lee, 17 laps. They're getting towards puncture territory. Are we not thinking?
Getting there, yeah. But will it? Is it going to be like a Verstappen at Baku?
We're going to have to wait and see on that one, I think. Got Freedom, who is still holding on to the coattails of Apex in that AlphaTauri. I'm sure they got nice coattails, AlphaTauri fashion. I'll have to take a look. As we're seeing Taylor in third place still, but with that 3-second penalty, and all Chris has to do is stick within that 3 seconds. But he is starting to struggle. He has got the fresher tyres just slightly. Amiguna's coming into the final corner now to start his 27th lap, and so he's getting on the cusp now of struggling with tyre wear. And I'd love to see that graphic. We know the AWS graphic is on this game, we know it, we just haven't seen it yet in this race. I did see it the other day on a spectating mode of a 5-lap race, so I'm excited to see it. As commentators, excited about the little things in life. As Freedom is coming down towards turn 14 and 15, along with Apex, and H. Bosworth actually is just ahead of them. This might get close between these guys. Freedom is still being pulled along with that DRS assistance. And I think there could be a fight for 6th place here, which would be not a bad recovery drive there for Freedom.
Well, all he has to do is just stick within the 5 seconds of Apex Finlay there, and you'll be up a place.
Yeah. And Big Weir is gone.
I was really saying, and if they get past H. Bosworth, well, that could be 6th place for Freedom.
It could be, and of course, actually, we're going to just take a quick look at these penalties. Got Big Weir with the fastest lap at the moment, 5 seconds for Apex and 3 and 3 for Taylor and just Gaming Real. So Apex might lose out some places, and Phoenix is in 9th place at the moment.
That's Apex starting to get under 1 second, so he's able to get the DRS now. I think he's going to go for a move on the start-finish straight when he gets the DRS again.
Yeah, well, H. Bosworth is going defensive rather early, and he's come back to the racing line to get a good exit here. He's got the chance. He might have gone off track there, might have got a bit of a warning there. He did try and open up the corner as much as possible, holding to the inside. Apex looks like he's going to go through. Freedom, is this going to be the overtake of the race? He goes down the inside. Does Freedom on H. Bosworth, gets the move done, gets his braking done before running into the back of the AlphaTauri. Up the hill they go now, and he's got DRS, but Apex crucially doesn't have DRS. Actually, H. Bosworth has DRS. He's going to try and fight back. This is a fight for 6th place in this race, and looks like Amir Gunu, who's about to start his final lap, Lee. He's been able to take.
Phoenix just came into the pitch for soft tyres.
Interesting.
Fastest lap.
He's got to be careful though. Amagun is just coming down. He might get lapped sooner or later, but I don't think that's going to be the case. He's going to try and steal that extra point, which will be crucial, I think. We're going to go back to this gap though, this battle for 6th place, as we're going to come onto the final lap for these guys. We've got Amaguna, who has now started the final lap.
Yeah,
just wait to see what happens between these two. Not much battery play with between the two of them, but how many laps has 20 laps on those medium tyres? Outstanding from Amir Gula, and I will have to say I think he's going to be my driver of the day tonight, Lee.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, he's just done brilliantly, to be honest, and with that tyre strategy.
We're just seeing Freedom and Apex go up towards turn 4. Not enough for Freedom to have a go there. Didn't have enough top end speed up towards turn 4. He's got another couple of chances here, Lee, where he can make a move, gain that position on track, but he doesn't need it, of course, with that 5-second penalty for Apex. Anyway, to the front, Lee, and to Amir Guna, who's going to win his first race in LFR, and what a way to do it on your first outing at the first race. And we're seeing Amir Guna with those 20-lap old mediums win the Bahrain Grand Prix on a Monday night with Big Weir in the Aston Martin. He's going to be happy with that. Second place, and Taylor, the reserve, taking big points from McLaren. But I say that, he comes across the line. Dr. Wolfgang is going to take third place. And he's going to be really happy with that, Lee. I'm going to tell you, kept in that gap the whole time. Taylor down into 4th, just gaming real in 5th place. Apex and Freedom nose to tail out of the final corner, but it's not going to be enough for Freedom at the line, but he's going to take it over penalties. Freedom takes 6th place in this race. Apex takes 7th. No, he doesn't. Takes 8th. H. Bosworth takes 7th place. And let's see if Phoenix can snatch that fastest lap of the race.
So he's already up by 7/10 already on his from his lap.
Would you put a post for the top 3 for interviews if they want it?
Cool.
As we see Phoenix coming down to turn 14 for the final time, along with 15. Not much of a corner, but supposedly it is. He's going to take the fastest lap. He's going to take it from Big Weir. We didn't see it, but we'll find out in just a moment's time. We might be having top 3 interviews in a minute or two, as long as they driver of the day, Amir Guna, no surprise there, winning the race. I think he did a 1-stop, Lee, and great race, great win for the Haas team, and Haas, Alpha Tauri and Aston Martin on the podium for the first night of LFR in F1 2021.
There we go. So, as we see here, let's have a wee rundown of the final order. So we've got Amaguna in 1st, Big Weir 2nd, Wolfgang in 3rd, Taylor McKenzie 4th, Just Gaming Real in 5th, Freedom 6th, H. Bosworth 7th, Apex Finlay in 8th, 9th was Phoenix, Askelios was 10th, sorry if I'm butchering that, and Civi wasn't here unfortunately, and Set to Zeds, Trunders, Iggy Combo, Liam Mai, Super Hammond and Vedran did not finish the race.
Yeah, there were a lot of DNFs in this race, but remember last year at Austria, first race of F1 2020, real life one about, there was only 11 finishes, I think, so it does happen sometimes at the start of a race. We're just going to see if we're going to have some interviews. Right. So we're just going to, if you want to invite the 3 of them in, Lee.
There we go.
Cool. All 3 of them, yeah? Brilliant. Right, we'll just wait a few moments.
Yo.
Just make sure you're
What a race.
just
What a race.
all right, guys. Just make sure you're your audio is right so everyone can hear you.
Yeah, check quickly.
Yeah, just everyone check. Just bear me a second. Guys.
Is it a live voice to be shared, is that it?
Yeah, that's the one. So we will go to third place first. We'll go to Chris. So I'm guessing you're very happy with that.
I literally have no idea. I was literally on my my tires were done. They were done. I couldn't. Thank God Taylor got a free penalty. If he didn't get it, I would have gone P4. But I'm so grateful my 3 days of hard working on that setup paid off.
So how did you personally find lap 1?
Lap 1, it wasn't nice. I was a bit of a
Nightmare.
problem, but yeah, it was a nightmare. But we got through it. Most of us got through it. I almost, I can't remember what lap it was. I almost hit DxT Mary at the end as well. A car spun in front of us. He hit the car and I barely just missed him. So it was a hectic race, but I loved it. It was a nice race for me.
It did seem a bit of a hectic race. Did you see anything of like the turn 13 incident, after the Bahrain curve? Did you see any of that, or?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, that was. I was behind DxT Mary. We came around that corner and we just saw a car spun, and I think DxT Mary thought he could go through the car, and he actually hit the car that spun. And I almost hit him in the process, so I just quickly tried to maneuver around him, and I almost hit another car. And that was almost in my race there.
Right. Well, anyway, have you got anything to add, Lee?
Just gotta say, great race, to be honest. That was brilliant. Like, how did you find it? Like, after all that, the later half of the race.
It was a bit stressful because I know my car isn't really built for straight line speeds. I built more for cornering speed from Bahrain, and it paid off. I was literally just keeping my head down, using as much ERS as possible. I literally drained my ERS as much as I could, and yeah, it was fun, but also stressful.
Yeah, as always. Anyway, thanks, Chris. Well, glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So, second place, Jason, aka Big Weir.
Hello.
So how did you find your official first league race?
Oh, stressful, to be honest. Yeah, it was just a bit nuts. A lot of stuff happened, so a lot of safety cars, which were frustrating, but we got there. I've narrowly avoided 2 incidents. I think there was one at turn 13 and one at turn 4. I just missed it. I'm gonna have to watch it back. I mean, if I didn't brake, it would have ruined my race, literally. And then, of course, I bottled it at turn 1 on the round lap 18, I want to say. But,
did you bottle it yourself, or was it an incident?
No, I went over the curb. I seen a guy coming down my outside. I think it was Apex Finley. He was coming down my outside, so I said I'm going to leave this guy a lot of room because he's on better tyres. But cut the curb by accident, and then whenever the car levelled itself out, the traction wasn't there, so that's it. But yeah, not a bad first race, I suppose.
How did you find turn 1 at the start, or first lap in general?
Well, I think the game has a glitch in it where if someone joins during the starting grid, that everyone's tyres reset to cold. So it didn't get the best start. Got around turn 1, I think I dropped it. I think I was about 7th coming out of turn 1. So
yeah, I did notice.
It just was a nightmare. A lot of people got caught out with it because I think at turn 4 there was a spin and then there was a couple of collisions. But yeah, no, just glad they've got away cleanly, I suppose, is the way to put it.
Yeah, you definitely did. And I bet you're a bit surprised about where Freedom ended up, 6th place at the end.
What happened?
He ended the safety car the last one, there was a bit of an incident at the back which he got caught up in, taking that risk going to the back. So he lost his whole front wing to the whole lap with no front wing, and then did a double.
Because I seen him box, obviously, and I was like, do I follow him? And obviously now I'm glad I didn't. But
yeah. So it was an interesting race. Did you see that turn 13 incident or not?
Turn 13, was that DxT Matty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was the first car after it actually. I seen I think it was Iggy Crumble spin, and then Matty just didn't know where to go. And then I just luckily got up the inside, but yeah, it was just I think the curb's catching out someone again. Yeah,
well, I think we're just gonna have to have a announcement about expecting yellow flags a bit better, I think. But apart from that, it was just a little bit unlucky. But anyway, not so much for you, getting you to second place. So well done on that one. Anyway, driver of the day, man of the moment, Ami Aguna. Didn't think you'd last on those medium tyres, I have to admit.
No, me neither, but it worked out eventually.
And what percent were your tyres on at the end? Because I thought you were in blowout territory soon.
65, I think they were at the end.
Really?
But I wanted to go on the wides from lap 4 because I did it from lap 2 in another league, and yeah, it went all well. But then an AI took my front wing and I had to pit in lap 9, I think. So from lap 9 I had to go on the mediums. But then yeah, I saw that the Big Y and the Apex were pitting, so I thought, let's do it and just drive it out on the mediums. And then Apex made a mistake, and that luckily gave me the win.
Yeah, well, it definitely was quite a commanding drive at the end. You obviously got a bit lucky with said Apex, who had a bit of a spin at turn 7, like on the curb there, on the outside. So I thought there was going to be a bit of a battle for the lead at the end, but you got it a little bit more comfortable at the end. But
I saw him coming. It was like a second a lap that he was crawling to me, and I had like 8 or 9 laps to go with 9 seconds. So I thought maybe in the last lap, but yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it was rather unlucky for a lot of the drivers, I think. But I'm excited for next week because qualifying was very close between the lot of you top runners. You know, there was like a top 4 or 5, and then there was like a really close midfield. So it looks like
I'm not the strongest qualifier. I'll always fuck up.
So, but yeah, you gained. What position did you start in?
I started 12.
That's no. We did say that you were our driver of the day if the game wasn't going to give it to you. But yeah, anyway, well done, Amir. It's first win.
Thanks.
So let's see if you get any more next week. So anyway, talking about next week, guys, can anyone remember where we're going to next week to see if anyone knows?
Next week?
I think it's Italy, isn't it?
It is. We're going to Monza next week.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
so yeah, we've got a couple of, and then we got Belgium after that as well. So you got 3 decent tracks for the first 3. So I'm looking forward to that one as well, Lee. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining today, and
Thank you.
it was a really good race to watch actually as well. Anyway, so we'll talk about tomorrow, Lee. Tuesday night racing. It's going to be with Taylor McKenzie and I think you, Chris, potentially tomorrow night. So we'll see how that goes. Not got Curdy is now left us now, so we've not got him anymore. So yeah, Bahrain tomorrow, and then we deviate from there. Obviously said Italy next week, and we're going to have Austria next week on Tuesday. And said Sunday's going to start this week with Bahrain also. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to Limitless DxT for round 1 of the Bahrain Grand Prix on Monday night racing, and it's been really good today actually, Lee, isn't it? So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. So it's goodbye from me and from Lee.